Hello, Pokemon Go fans. How's everybody doing? All right. I've been seeing a lot of new trainers playing the game for the first time. In fact, I've started a couple down that path. And the most frequent question is, what are the best Pokemon that I should be getting? Either for PvP or for battling Team Rocket, battling, taking down gyms, taking down raid bosses. Well, of course, I'll rattle off, Rayquaza, Mewtwo, Kyogre, and, those are ones you can usually only get in 5-star raids, and they don't pop in very frequent. So we're just going to kind of go over some of the non-legendaries, non-mythicals that I think everybody should be able to come across their evolutions, and these are the ones you want to sort of prioritize. Now, I do have a list that I picked off of somebody else's channel, so I don't want to copy completely, but we're going to go over some of those. Now, on their list, they have Swampert. Okay, so on their list, they have Swampert. But just recently, I've been seeing Mudkip showing up. So you're not going to see quite as many of these guys. This is Mudkip, okay, in case nobody's seen him. Mudkip evolves up to Swampert. Swampert also you'll also see Mudkip in Team Rocket every now and then. I think that the meta has changed right now for him. But this is what you're looking for, is this evolution here. This is a beast in PvP and really for taking down any fire type or electric types or ground type raid bosses and stuff like that. So I would suggest, anytime you see Swamperts, go ahead and pick those up, and I'll try to catch them, and definitely Pineapple everything you can get on these guys. But my favorite water type would be Gyarados. Oh my gosh. If you do not have a good Gyarados, you're sort of missing out. He's a flying water type. I put him just about in every team that I ever had. But then you're going to get... while in rainy situations, in real life rainy situations, or if it's raining in the game, you're almost guaranteed to see, not as frequent, but you're gonna see this guy here. It requires 400 candy to evolve him up to a Gyarados. So definitely when you see them, pineapple them, definitely. And then of course take advantage of any events that are coming up. Stay tuned to this channel. I'm gonna keep this list around, so now when we go over some events, I'll be able to let you know, hey, guess what, our top 15 Pokemon is gonna be popping up on this list. So yes, definitely everyone needs a Gyarados, so Magikarp's gonna be your friend. Another one that they have on their list is Mamoswine. Mamoswine is, I would say he's the top ice contender here. So we're looking for Swinub. Swinub pops up quite frequently. I see them a lot. Weather conditions, either windy or cloudy weather. I've seen this guy around. So there you go, Swinub. It looks like a little sort of pig guy. Definitely, if you see him, go ahead and you definitely use pineapple berries on him. You don't see Swinub in Team Rocket, but too much. But there you go. That would be one of your better ones to go. But yes, evolves up to Mamoswine, and yeah, he's got 2 evolutions. Piloswine, and it goes up to Mamoswine. Definitely one of your better ice type attackers. Another one they have on this list is Lucario. Riolu does not spawn in the wild. So he is an egg-based 10-kilometer. Every once in a while, they'll put him in 7 kilometers and stuff like that. I would say he's really hard to come across. But if you can, I would say Machop. Look for those Machops, because Machamp is still my guy. He's my #1 fighting type. I do have a couple of decent Lucarios, but I've definitely got a few hundos of this guy. So, we see him all the time. Cloudy weather, sunny weather. I see this guy everywhere. So he's easy to come by, and he doesn't take a whole lot for his evolution. So Pineapple, those guys, and you've got a really good fighting type. Also on this list, they have Sceptile. Okay, which is Trico. We were just seeing a bunch of Tricos pop up. So this is Sceptile. This is Trico's evolution here. And I don't use him. It's a really good looking shiny if you can get that. But Trico, he's been popping up a lot. If you can get him, go ahead and do him. But otherwise, you really can't beat a Venusaur. You know, go back to those Kanto days, and Venusaur still is one of my #1 grass-type Pokemon. So, yeah, so if you see Bulbasaur, and Bulbasaur will pop up in all kinds of weather. I'm trying to find a non-shiny, non-costume one for you. Yeah, you see this little guy right here? Pineapple berries are your friends. Try to keep those stocked up, my newer trainers, definitely. Okay, next on their list is Metagross. Heck yes. A little tough to find Beldums around, but you definitely want, this is your #1 steel type. I know a lot of people out there will say that Steelix is the #1 because it has a Mega, but it's a lot easier to come across some Beldums. Let's put the G in there, and then we'll go ahead. And this is the guy, trying to find a non-shiny, this guy right here. He's kind of crazy to look for. Steel type, so this may be more event-based Pokemon. I can't really pinpoint any weather conditions. Maybe cloudy, possibly windy weather, stuff like that. But yeah, this guy here, he's this little machine-looking thing. Kind of hard to spot on the map, but yeah, definitely this is a must. And then next on their list, they've got my favorite guy. Holy smokes, yes indeed. Rhyperior, my #1 ground and rock type guy. Heck yes. I don't really keep any of them. As soon as I get them, if they're really trash IVs, I get rid of them. But just picture this guy without all the blue on him, and this is what you want. We're gonna have this new event, the Spelunker's Cove. This guy will be spawning a lot. That's starting this weekend on the 15th, and will run through the 18th. You see this guy, catch him, and definitely use some pineapples on them. And yes, you definitely need you some Rhyperiors in your life. Okay, so that's on that list. All right, another one is our all-time favorite buddy here. Oh, yeah, Tyranitar. I would say he's hands down #1 dark type in the game. If somebody is running a psychic type, or you're going up against a psychic type raid boss, this is the guy you want. Okay, now he's going to evolve from our little buddy. Whoops. Okay, let's try to get that. Tyranitar. There you go. Okay. He's got too many other ones out there. But that's this guy right here. When you see Larvitar, again, he's sort of he's, cloudy weather. Sometimes in rainy weather, I've seen this guy. He may come out in future events. But yeah, if you see this guy, definitely, start collecting as many of those. It's an easy little trade too. So some of these little ones that I'm talking about, if you can trade somebody these guys, and yeah, because remember you can do 100 trades a day. So yeah, just come up to me if you see me out and say, hey, I need some of this guy, or I need some Beldums or something like that. I can trade you one and stuff like that. But if it's not in your Pokedex, it's going to cost you a lot of Stardust, and there's no guarantee that the IVs are going to be good. But there you go. Definitely get you a Tyranitar on your team. Next one that they have is Gardevoir. Okay, Ralts pops up a lot. I missed the D, didn't I? Yes, I did. Okay, Gardevoir depends on if it's a male or a female. Now, this is one that I did that back in 2020, and this probably should have been, a Gallade. Yeah, most of the male. I mean, yeah, I don't want to be sexist or anything like that, but most of the male types, I would usually trade, move them up to Gallade rather than. Yeah, see, these are some other ones that I kind of effed up on, stuff like that. But the IVs were really good. It's probably why I did it. Yeah, see, that's just awesome. So, ideally, you want your females to be the Gardevoir, because I don't know, for some reason they are stronger than the male types. Sorry. But yes, so so we're looking for Ralts. So when you see this little mushroom guy all over the place, a psychic and fairy type. So again, cloudy weather. Sometimes in the sunny weather. So yes, make sure you check your in-game. If you don't know where your in-game thing is, right here, top right-hand corner, you can tap on it, and it'll even show you the typings that'll pop up. This is clear weather that we're having, so you can kind of see the moon and the stars because it is at night. So you can always tap up there, and so this is where you would see your these are your types that you can see during this time. So here you go. You got your fighting type. You've got some poison type out there. You've got a couple of bug types. There's a ground type right here. There you go. He's pretty good. I mean, but I would suggest going after a Rhyperior. Next on their list is Togekiss. Okay, I highly recommend this one. Yeah, funny looking, crazy kind of Goodyear blimp looking thing, but amazing. Amazing PvP. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to show off like that, but yes, amazing PvP. So Togetic will be popping up for different events. There you can see one had a flower crown on it. So yeah, so it's kind of hard to see this on the map because it kind of looks like this little white little streak sometimes. So hard to see, but if you do see it, yeah, definitely evolve that up and get you a good Togekiss. Fairy and flying, I mean, it is what it is. Not too many people use fairy types, mostly in PvP. This is mostly PvP relevant. I wouldn't put this in a as a gym defender. Okay, so next on their list, as far as a bug type goes, bug types are not the best for really much of anything. But if you're gonna go for a bug type, it does have a mega. He's a regional, so he's usually only found in Australia. You can probably find him in parts of Florida. Parts of Texas, I know, have him. Probably near Houston, stuff like that. But otherwise, he's found on the other side of the world. Southern hemisphere type stuff. But he does come around in mega raids. So there's everybody's saying that he would be your number one non-legendary, non-mythical, non-ultra beast bug type Pokemon. So there you go. And we'll discuss all their moves later on, because some of them aren't really as good as I'm hyping them up to be, unless they have those Community Day or Legacy moves. Next on their list is Excadrill. Okay. Really good in PvP. If you want to take down Giratina or some of these legendaries that people put in there, I've seen a lot of people running against me with Excadrill. So he's a ground and steel type. So when you get with your dual typing, it gets a little, it's like, oh, well, he's a ground and so is Rhyperior. But yeah, this dude will probably eat up a Rhyperior because of that steel move on him. So, yeah, so look for those dual typings is what you want. Like Gyarados is flying in water, stuff like that. So flying is usually good against normal type and bug type. So we'll go over typings, but right now you just need to collect and pick up candy for these, and then we can start discussing who's best against what and what. So right now it's about collecting stuff. Okay. Next on their list is another one. He's sort of hard to come across, mostly in windy weather, because he is a dragon type. Is Gible. And Gible evolves up to Garchomp. Garchomp is an absolute beast. Yes, he's a dragon ground type. Man, I tell you what. He's pretty much on every one of my Team Rocket teams. He's just out there. I don't use him so much in PvP anymore. There's too many counters for dragon types in PvP. But I absolutely love him. So yeah, taking down raid bosses, taking down Team Rocket. This is my guy. Now, so remember, he's Gible. So Gible comes out of eggs. Every once in a while, you'll see one pop up. If you come across research and it's throw 2 excellent throws in a row or 1 excellent throw, usually will reward you. We'll have to check some of these websites and see, and I'll try to keep everybody, like, hey, be on the lookout for this. So I'm going to try to get better on this channel of alerting you to ones that you're going to start to look out for. So, yes, definitely Gibbles, and then, of course, evolve him up to Garchomp when you get enough of the candies. Next on their list, not sure that I agree with this one, but they're saying Salamence. Okay? Salamence, he's okay. He's okay. He used to be one of my favorites. Not so much anymore. Yes, he's going to evolve from Bagon. We just had a classic Community Day for Bagon. Or was it his Community Day? I think it was a classic Community Day for this guy. So again, he's a all dragon type. So you could see him during windy weather. That's when most of your dragon types are going to pop up. Every now and then he'll be focused in a raid, or in different events. This is one that you sort of want to have in your arsenal, if you need a a powerful dragon type, and you don't have a Rayquaza. This is gonna be your guy. But he's, Bagon is kind of difficult to come by, especially because he was out for almost 3 months straight a while back. So again, this might be one you want to go ahead and trade for if you have somebody with a bunch of them. Try to put this in your 100 raids per day kind of thing, and then just hope for the best. Hope you get a decent IV one, and build up enough candies for it. So, yep. So, next on their list, another one that I really love. I love using him in raid battles, is Chandelure. But again, another one that's kind of difficult to come by. Obviously, around Halloween time, you're going to find Litwicks all over the place. Every now and then. Now, just recently, we were seeing him. He would pop up. So, he's a ghost fire type. So, during rainy weather, you may see this guy. Obviously, if it's cloudy weather, we're gonna see ghost types. But yeah, this is Litwick. Really kind of cool looking Pokemon. He's really a cool looking shiny as well. Definitely, we'll have Halloween coming up. You'll see this guy all over the place. He hits like a brick, man. This dude is amazing. There's his shiny, sort of like that light blue flame color. But when you get into his evolution, that's the shiny of that. I mean, yeah, I hate to gush on that, but man, the first time I was able to get that shiny, that was awesome. But yeah, so he's definitely a heavy on the fire. But if you're looking for a really good ghost type, and you're gonna see the this guy pop up all over the place, is get you a good Gengar. Ghastlies are all over the place. And in fact, I think if we go to the map right now, but you see Ghastlies all over the place. Kind of looks like this guy, but he's kind of got that little flame swirl all over the place. He's a lot easier to find than Litwicks. So Gengar, definitely get you a good Gengar. But if you're going up against a psychic type, you're gonna get slaughtered. He's not a well-rounded Pokemon, but he's ghost and poison, so he's still effective on most. But yeah, definitely I would put him as the easier ghost type to go ahead and get, besides Chandelure. So that's what they have on their list. I'm just going to go through some of my honorable mentions. Ones to look forward to is definitely, I think everyone should own a Melmetal. Now, he's a lot easier to come across now, because you don't need any event. You don't need Meltan to pop. Well, he's never going to pop up in the wild. He may show up in events every once in a while, but the best way to get you a Meltan is that Meltan box. Okay, if you know somebody with a Nintendo Switch and they have the Go Eevee or Go Pikachu game, they'll link the Nintendo Switch up to your account, and you transfer one of your Pokemon. Don't transfer anything good. Transfer a junk Pokemon to that person's Nintendo Switch Go Eevee, or I have the Go Eevee, so I'm going to call it the Go Eevee. And then it will transfer the Meltan box to you. The good thing about the Meltan box, right here, they're going to call it the mystery box, is you can open it anywhere. You can open it sitting on your sofa. You can open it walking around the park. And you are going to get... Now, you have to have the Pokeballs for this, if you want to catch all of them. And definitely, I would plan this as an event that you can like your own personal event. Make sure you have Pokeballs, at least 100, and pineapple berries, because the most Meltans that I've had come out of one of these boxes, no lie, is 81. Now, this is a Pokemon that you need 400 candy to evolve him. I would guarantee, and I'm guaranteeing, if you have the patience to sit there for probably 45 minutes to an hour to get this guy completely out, you are guaranteed at least one really good IV one, and to be able to evolve up a Meltan all the way up to Melmetal in one box. Let me know if I'm lying, okay? Let me know in the comments if you truly, because they're going to spawn every 30 seconds. Every 30 seconds. So make sure you're focused on the Meltans, and make sure you don't miss any. And try to use, I would say, Great and Ultra Balls on this. So don't mess with the little, because he's a little tough to hit with a regular Pokeball. Go ahead and put your pineapple on. Catch this dude, because everybody needs... The dude is a beast. In PvP, if I'm going up against somebody, I could probably take 2 or 3 hits. So he's an extra couple of shields in PvP at least. He's great against flying type. He's great against water type. He's tough to take down. So I would definitely, and yes, so Meltan is definitely the way to go. He's kind of weird looking, but yes, Meltan. Everybody must have a Meltan on their team. This is a new guy that I've come across that works really well as a gym defender, but that's Teddy Ursa's evolution. And you don't see Teddy Ursa around. Oops, sorry, that's the shiny. You don't see Teddy Ursa in... Damn, it's another shiny. Hold on. I think I have a non-shiny one somewhere, don't I? No, I don't really keep him. He was available, of course, in Team Rocket. Another one you don't see a lot. Cloudy weather, rainy weather, sometimes in sunny weather, but I haven't seen him out lately. But just like Chansey and Blissey and Wobbuffet are really good gym defenders, this guy here, especially with that that community day move that they had for him, the high horsepower. Now this is Ursaluna. Okay, so let me redo this. So Teddy Ursa evolves up to Ursaring. Okay, and during a full moon, I know it's the craziest thing, but I love it. During a full moon, this little button will light up down here, and then you can evolve him up to Ursaluna. And this dude causes all kind of trouble for people when they're trying to take down the gym. So yeah, so that's my buddy there. So I would suggest that one, but it's another one that was kind of hard to find. Dragonite. Everybody must have a Dragonite, okay? Dragonite, again, it's a dragon. Dratini is a dragon type. Whoops. Dratini is a dragon type. So, cloudy weather, windy weather, and stuff like that. He does come up in most events. So yep. So definitely, if you see this little pool noodle guy, definitely go ahead and throw some stuff on him, because Dragonite is awesome, really good. Bum, 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 bum. Obviously, you can see any of the ones that I've taken the time to power up and stuff like that are definitely high on my list. Golem, not so much. Not so much anymore. That was from a while back. The Eevees are okay. Vaporeon kind of gets beat out by Gyarados now. Glaceon gets beaten out by Mamoswine. Electivire, not so much anymore. I would prefer my Melmetal over Electivire any day. Hydragen, it's really good on my alt account. So he's on just about every Team Rocket in my on my alt account, but otherwise I prefer to use my Gyarados and stuff like that. So Hydragen evolves from Dino, so another dragon type, so could possibly spawn during windy weather. You will see him out of your 7-kilometer eggs. Yep. So when we have events that feature Dino, this dude is a beast. Yeah. There's plenty of Machamps in my list here. I'll tell you what, Flareon is a really good fire type if you need one in a pinch. But trying to get that from an Eevee, unless you're doing the name trick, which we're gonna cover in another video, it's kind of like a roulette wheel. If you evolve an Eevee and you have not walked with it 20 kilometers, you're pretty much gonna either get a Jolteon, a Flareon, or a Vaporeon. Either one of them are okay, but there's no guaranteed that you're gonna get the three that you need right away. You could get a whole bunch of Jolteons right off the bat, and nobody needs that many Jolteons. Aggron, okay, so if you see Aron around, he's definitely really good. He's definitely good against my Gyarados. Every time I go against one of these guys with my Gyarados, he destroys my Gyarados. So, yeah. So, I would say PvP related on this guy. Maybe a good gym defender. I don't really use him to take down raids anymore. There's too much other good stuff. There's your Swamperts. We're getting kind of low on my list, but sometimes you have to go. Because some of these guys don't get up that high. Rampardos, I don't use him that much. Everybody swears on him. So that's Cranidos. So that's a solid rock guy there. But my Rhyperior, I would prefer to use my Rhyperior. The only difference between this guy and my Rhyperior is this guy be flying. So he's really good. Kind of hard to come by. Usually only in eggs or raids. So kind of hard to come by. There is a research that you can find every now and then, and it'll be defeat five raid bosses. Usually if you see that, that'll give you an encounter with Aerodactyl. Yep, there's your... I name them the gym because these things are just fantastic for gym defending. Give them psychic moves. Because the little tip that I've give everybody on that is most people when they're taking down gyms, they just go with the recommended Pokemon, and the recommended are usually all like fighting type Pokemon. So give your gym defenders psychic moves, and it'll be a little bit harder for them to take you out so quickly. See, Venusaur, this is maxed. It's maxed out. His top is 27. This is not a hundo by any means, but 27s are as high as that one's gonna go. But he's still one of the number ones in my book for a grass type. There's your Lucario, okay? Dude's a beast, but he's also a glass cannon. He cannot take too many hits, so that's why I don't really recommend him as the number one fighting type. Charizard, oh man, he's good, but yet he's weak. There are better fire types than him, but I would say yeah, he's definitely a must on most people's roster. Arcanine, not so much. That was just sort of just at the time, it was like, oh, look what I get. Haxorus. I've been using him a lot lately. He's really good against grass type. On my alt account, I use him a lot, along with Hydreigon, definitely with Team Rocket and stuff like that. So good against like ghost types, stuff like that. So yeah, so I do recommend him, but Axew, again, it's another one. He had a calm day. He'll usually pop up around Go Fest, stuff like that. Particular events. You're not really going to find this guy a lot, even during windy weather or stuff like that. He's definitely comes out of eggs, so kind of hard to come by, but if you see what is Axew, right? Yeah, so if you see this guy, yep, that's definitely one to look out for. He's a little more rare than you're gonna find around, but that's really my top list there. I mean, I kind of fed off of this other guy's list here, but yeah. And as far as psychic types go, you could go with, well, here's an Alakazam right here, or Kadabra. I'm going to go ahead and catch this guy. Just kind of, he's okay. I used to use this guy a lot because I didn't have a Mewtwo. But Mewtwo's are a lot easier to come by. So, yeah, I'd say trade with somebody, but the IVs are going to go all garbage on you. And if you don't have it in your Pokedex already, it could cost you a lot of Stardust, but sometimes it's worth it. But everybody, if you've never unlocked your special research, everybody has a special research that gives you an encounter with a Mewtwo and a Mew. So, biggest thing I can tell all of my new trainers, work on your special research. They are things that you will unlock in there that will definitely put you in that sort of middle to top tier type Pokemon. And definitely the XP that you get out of there, the items, the incubators, the Stardust, the Star Pieces, the XP, yeah, is all locked into those special researches. So yeah, that's so I could drone on and on and on, Pokemon Go fans, but I really want to start doing some videos for my newer trainers, and then, of course, keeping all my regular hardcore players out there, in the loop as well. So, like I said, I'm going to keep this list around, so anytime we get a new event pop up, and I'm like, oh, there you go, we're going to get Machops, we're going to get Rhyperiors, we're going to get Rhyhorns, we're going to get this, and I'll start kind of giving y'all heads up, but y'all got to tune in, y'all got to start liking and subscribing, okay? Because otherwise this channel kind of has its little ups and downs, and the downs are a little more frequent than the ups. So I appreciate you all liking and subscribing and sharing this all out. And I know I droned on a little too long on this, but this is for my beginners, as well as some of the people that are just coming back. I hope this helps. So let me know in the comments, do you have another Pokemon that everybody should have in their arsenal, let me know. Or if there's some of the stuff that I had on my list that you could just kind of forget about. So, hey, let's have some discussions, and we'll work it all out, and everybody will benefit from this. So, see you later, Pokemon Go fans. I'm going to bed. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. Good night.